on. All right, I'll get the other machine running. On recording. Okay. Okay. So welcome, people. I will just do the sort of official sort of welcome, and then especially for the guys that are going to watch this cold, and then it's pretty informal really what we do here. So just got to share the screen. Yeah. Okay. So welcome everyone to this free webinar, How to Help Others Transmute their Karma into the Gifts of Service with a Soul Contract Reading Training. I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension, and I will talk about the theme of what we're working on today. Have you noticed how people turn away from the biggest karmic challenges they face in their lives? And no matter how hard they've tried, as they just too painful for them to face, as they lack the spiritual map of life of how to overcome them. So this free live webinar is on how you can help others identify these core patterns and how to go about transmuting them so they can deliver their gift of service to the world. That special thing they'll be looking for their entire life. And feel free to ask questions at any time, guys. This is for you. There's just 3 of you here live, so you've got me for an hour and a half. So I'll say why I'm here. Back in 1990, at the beginning of my spiritual journey, I had a soul contract reading, or they call it the spiritual numerology of Moses in those days, with Frank Alper, the founder of this work, who channeled it through in the 80s. And I was attending my first what's called a Carousel of Growth workshop with Frank in Phoenix, Arizona. I'd never been to the States before, and I'd never been to a big spiritual workshop either. So during that training, I booked a reading with him, and he took out a piece of paper and drew the Star of David on it and analyzed my name. And he proceeded in that hour to explain my entire life, and that was one of the most life-changing moments I've had, sort of not quite up to, but pretty close to birth of my son. So it was a miracle. All the disparate experiences in my life were explained. I thought, I just have to learn how to do this and share it with others. So what I did is I said to Frank, well, when can I learn this? He said, well, I'm running a Carousel 2 in about 6 weeks. Why don't you come to that? Then we're going to teach this here. So I did. We stayed on in America for that time to learn that. And then I brought it to England and started giving lots of readings while I was doing a normal 3D job. And then in 1994, I taught the first soul contract reading training. So we brought it to Europe basically, and sort of laid the seed of really pretty much all the English-speaking teachers in Europe and their follow-on teachers, their descendants. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to share this with you so you can help others wake up and have that same sort of experience that I had. So they can get on with it, find out what is the spiritual map of their life, where are they on that, and how do they move from wherever they are now and move forward to live a better life and to transmute their karma into their gifts of service. Okay, so I want to find out why you guys are here, because then that'll shape the way we run this webinar. So make the most of the hour and a half with me. I'm pretty hard to get hold of. Shellcat, yeah. If you want to join, you're in the attendee room, Shellcat. If you would like to join us in the main panelist room, you can then switch the video on and talk. You can talk from the attendee room as well, but it's good to see a few faces, but it's entirely up to you. Or you can just message me in the chat, you guys. It depends on how comfortable you feel to actually show yourself. It's entirely up to you how much you want to participate, okay? But the more the merrier, then I've got an idea of what you guys need. So Rebecca, you've got plenty of courage here. So what's brought you here? Say where you are, what brought you here, and what you need from this, because that'll formulate the way I run the webinar, because it's pretty relaxed, loose format.
Yes, yes, I'm Rebecca. I'm in Tenerife at the moment. And yeah, I got to know the soul contract through a friend about, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So very recently.
Yeah.
She told me about it and she's like, yeah, you can like, we can do it here. So we did it like kind of on a park bench in in Tenerife. And yeah, and then she said, yeah, but you have to read the book to understand it. So when I was home, I got the book and I was like, first I had like this strong resistance of, oh my God, like why is it not like, why couldn't she just tell me or something? But then I started reading the book and I got totally soaked into it. I think I read it in 2 days.
Pretty normal.
I mean, I didn't read all the numbers. I only read the numbers that are, important for me in the end. And yeah, it resonated so much with me, like that. Then I started, like looking on your website and I watched some YouTube videos and yeah, I don't know. I find it super fascinating. It really, explained me so much of myself. And I immediately had this feeling of I would love to share it with others. I actually did already. Like I did kind of a reading out of the book with a friend who was like, super interested. And yeah, but it's still difficult for me to understand the other numbers. I have the feeling like I'm really starting to feel my numbers, which are in my chart, because I have a like relationship to it. But the other numbers are still like no feeling. And I really loved how you were sharing that the practitioner training is about feeling the numbers, like that people share and you really get to feel and embody it. That really spoke to me. And that's why I came here today. I really like to find out more about it and also about my own chart. I mean, there's still yeah, there's still a lot of things I can explore in my own chart, I think. So I'm also super interested in exploring more in my own chart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might be able to take a look at that. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I wrote the book because it was a spiritual guidebook I would have liked. I don't know, you could call it, yeah, spiritual guidebook. I don't travel guidebooks. This is a spiritual guidebook I would have liked to have at the beginning of my journey when I was about my late teens. I didn't get to get that guidebook till I didn't get the reading till I was about 30. So the idea is that it's a light worker's manual for functioning on Earth. Here's how it works, here's how you work, and here's how you can get on with it. That's why I wrote it. I'm glad you got a lot out of it. Yeah, the average read time is 1 to 3 days. Some
So I'm in
people,
average.
yes, average. One person said to me, I got the book. It was in New York. He said, I had a whole bunch of books in my arms at the New Age bookstore. Your book literally jumped off the shelf. I did drop the other books, took your book home, and I finished at 5 a.m. the following morning. So, because he wanted to know everything that was in there. So, and there's a lot to discover. It's a very deep, expansive system. And obviously, you're going to resonate with your numbers first. It takes a while to learn the other ones. But that's actually what we do on the training. We share that. We give you a transmission of the system. It's not about learning more like in the book, expanding the book. It's about sitting in the field of the numbers and you become the work. It's actually how we train. It's full body experiential learning, the way we train people in this. If you're interested in sharing this, Rebecca, so you'll become it. You won't, you won't just know
super.
it. You will become it.
Yeah, that really totally resonates with me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And we show you how to hold the space to have a cosmic dialogue with people who are ready to hear this knowledge, because you have to reach a certain point in your growth before it comes. Otherwise, it's too much for the ego. It's too much truth. The ego hates truth. It just wants to keep us in falsehood and illusion, you see. So this is about the light workers who are ready to find out the true nature of who they are and to get on with delivering the gift of service by overcoming their karma. So this is what it's about. So in the right place. Okay, who else would like to introduce themselves just so I get a feel? Shellcat, do you want to share? You've come into the room.
Let's see.
The video's on the bottom left. There you go.
Hello, hi.
Hello. Where are you?
I'm from Chinkford.
Okay, you're not too far away then, compared to Rebecca.
Yeah. And so I have a son that's autistic, and I've done so many things over the years. He's 7, he's nonverbal. And I'm also doing a homeopathy course, which I'm close to graduating. And even before I started doing the course, I started giving him remedies. I could see change, but the changes weren't staying. Anyway, a long story short, once I started my own homeopathy course and I was treating him with my tutor, remedy after remedy, I couldn't see much difference. And she just said to me, Chef, it's karmic. It's karmic. And that word, obviously, I know what karma means, but that was about a year ago. And it's just taken me on a big spiritual journey.
Yeah.
Big time. So, I mean, I've done past life regression. I've looked into my Akashic records, and I can't remember how I stumbled across the soul contracts. I think there was a lady on Instagram who's quite vocal about it. I don't know, she's in America or somewhere. And
was it Gilliana?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Yeah, she's one of my trainee teachers. She's one of my cutting edge American Amazon entrepreneurs.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
And I purchased her video course.
Yeah.
So I got the soul contract, and then I watch her videos, and that's how I got into it, really. And then when I looked at my karma and spiritual karma, my physical's 9-9, the karma is 6-6, and so is my son's. So it just feels like, almost like I've chosen to have these experiences in life, and that's what I'm sort of getting my head around. But I'm here just to sort of know how to, just how to make my challenges a bit more easier, I guess. I've read your book. I've got the book as well. I've watched Gilliana's videos. I've even had I've had a one-to-one with someone who I found on your site as well. Another lady.
Was it Antigone or
Anita?
Antigone?
Not Antigone. Anita.
Antonia. Is Antonia, Antigone, and Lauren on the website?
Oh, I think I emailed someone to find someone that was close, and then someone emailed me back and said they recommended Anita. But anyway, yeah, I've had a reading.
You had a reading, that's the main thing. Good.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago as well, which was great. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you want from this? What would you like to have from the webinar?
Well, I just want to know how to make my karmic challenges a bit more easier. I know that, the talents obviously help that, but maybe just a bit more, into detail. The one-to-one did help, but I love learning, and any information is good information.
Okay. All right. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Okay, so anyone else want to say hi? And Ida or Mindy, you want to switch on the sound or put it in the chat? I can read it out. Just say what you need from the webinar if you're able to talk. Ida, when you're at work.
Hi, everyone.
Mindy.
I'm Mindy from California, and I've taken the soul. Huh?
You're up late?
Yeah, I'm at work, so I've taken the soul contract, the reading, and I just think that more people needs to have this information. Like, it needs to be more widely spread.
Yeah.
So with what I'm learning from you guys, I'm thinking that I'm willing to let other people, or to give other people this opportunity to get this knowledge also. and get the healing that they need. Because I think if more people have the healing that we need, the world wouldn't be the way it is right now.
Yeah, it'd be a better world if people were clearer karmically and more conscious. That would
Yeah.
make a difference. Yeah, you're right. You're right on the money there, Mindy.
And I wanna for me, I just want to continue my healing journey and tap into more of my spiritual gifts.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Anyone else want to share? Ida, do you want to share? And if you want to, we'll just put something in the chat. Just say hi and what you need from us, or we'll continue. So entirely up to you. No pressure. Just it's an opportunity just to have a dialogue if you want. No. Okay, we'll continue then. All right. So let's share the screen here. Okay. So let's just talk about some fundamental principles of how this works, because some people will be watching this video cold on YouTube, so I sort of probably preaching to the choir to you guys, but others will need to be taken through this. So our karma contains our spiritual gift of service, and you might think, God, she's having a bad joke on us. That's the way it works. So our greatest challenges contain our gift of service. Like Shellcat for you, the karmic nines, the disempowerment you've been through is only there so you can move from the place of negative disempowerment to a positive place of massive empowerment, and to take that power and use it out in the world to catalyze change. So basically, you've got to work for it, taking that progressive journey step by step to empowerment. And I have a karmic 9, so I know how bad it can get. The soul wants to have the feeling journey within your body, because we come into a body, and some of you are probably wondering why did I come here? This was a very bad idea. Looked good from the high dimensions, but now we're here. Oh my God, this is challenging. So this is about moving through the levels of disempowerment to coming into power. And that feeling journey is why we come. It's not about the end point. It's actually the journey we travel on. And through that emotional intensity is how we learn. So initially what we get here is that we get everyone, I guess you guys are familiar with the law of attraction, where what you feel and think, especially subconsciously, is what you manifest in your life. But with the law of attraction, you get the law of opposites. So even though we're trying to attract empowerment, for example, Shellcat's case, law of opposites means she's going to get lots of disempowerment. Okay, so what happened, Shellcat, when you were younger? What sort of disempowerment do you have? Just a sort of summary, so we can sort of explore this continuum.
Oh gosh, this is recorded, isn't it? And it's gonna go on YouTube.
Well, we'll just share the things you're prepared to share publicly. Don't get into stuff which you want to keep private.
I sort of felt like, one of the things, I felt like my mum loved my 2 younger sisters more than me. I know she loved me. She did everything. She wouldn't even let me clean up the house. But I just felt she showed more love and affection with my 2 sisters more than me.
Yeah.
Because I'm more of a daddy's girl. So that was continuous until I grew up and left.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because my husband's a 9/9 as well.
2 dragons.
Yeah.
Must be an interesting household then.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. I've got a 9/9 because I always thought I was quite soft and, the quiet one, but actually deep down, I am strong. And we do clash.
Yes.
And I feel like God gives you a lesson, and if it's not learned, it will repeat itself. So my lesson growing up was how to love myself. I didn't get that, so I got the lesson again.
Okay, so we get the opposite initially, and it's not there to defeat us, even though a lot of us feel it is. And a lot of people give up. The 9, you can feel like the victim of life. Everyone's dumping brown stuff on us. But it's not about that. It's about standing up and claiming a power back one step at a time, one day at a time, and getting from the disempowerment place or that neglect you had to empowerment and fighting your corner. All right. Then taking that power out in the world and catalyzing change in people. Okay. All right. So the key to transforming that disempowerment, whatever's left of it, is to turn into the karmic pattern, turn into the pain of that disempowerment in your case, or whatever it is in the 22 numbers. And layer by layer, as it comes up, it's like a big onion, like a big emotional onion. Take each layer and peel it back. Okay.
Yeah.
And we have lots of recommendations in the book, as you guys know, for that. And to claim your gift of service one step at a time and to feel that gradual empowerment. So it's important not to feel that something's gone badly wrong with all this karmic stuff flying around, which most people have their entire lives. It's actually an invitation to grow. Okay. And when you understand that, and don't take it personally, it's just what the soul set up. We as personality constructs, are temporary. All of us have never existed before. Our soul created us based upon the soul contract, which it programs into our DNA and energy fields and into a substance called karmic matrix. It sits at the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional levels of us. And it radiates out to the matrix, and the matrix rearranges around it to create our subjective experience. It's called a hologram. It's called a holographic matrix. It's us in our entire bubble of reality. So once you understand that it's all coming from within you, it's a choice, it's a free will choice to change that to whatever you want. It takes time and dedication. But with the soul contract work, at least you know what's going on, which is better than 99% of the population, and you know what to do about it. Okay, it's like driving, driving from, California to New York, okay, with the lights off at night and no satellite navigation. What's going to happen? You're going to crash a lot, and you probably won't make it to New York. Okay, what we're doing here is we're switching the lights on of consciousness in the car, in the darkness or unconsciousness of being on Earth. We're putting a spiritual sat nav, which is the soul contract work, a map of the journey individual journey we're each to take to get to New York, or our soul destiny or life purpose. And the sat nav will show us the optimal route to get there, which is what this work is about. So there's a vast difference here. And that brings hope, and that brings progress, and that creates a more fulfilling life, especially if we can claim our gift of service, because everyone has a gift of service. And primarily, all humans do, but especially light workers. And that's that deepest hidden secret we search for from a very young age, where we know there's something special we're here to do, but no one will tell us what it is. And the reason they can't tell you is because they don't know. But we feel it at a soul level. I mean, I was looking for mine as a teenager, at school, at work, university. No one could tell me the answer till I got to that Carousel of Growth workshop when I was 30. It took me 15 years to find the gift of service. And then when I found it, I thought, which is to do this work, be a teacher, share this work. I was like, oh, I'm home. Thank God. And that was the beginning of a much more interesting, fulfilling life. Guys, I just need to pause. I have a courier at the door. I'm very sorry, but it's a very important delivery. I was hoping you wouldn't come at this time. If you just hang in there, I'm just going to pause the video.
Mm.
Thanks for that, guys. That was a very important delivery. That was a new feng shui manifestation fountain I just ordered. So is part of manifesting my gift of service. Okay. So let's move to the next slide there. So it'll just come up. So you are the answer to that search that all light workers have. What is my gift of service? What is that special thing I have to find? Because all this 3D job, my 3D job and all the things I'm doing just aren't satisfying. So training as a soul contract reader is the answer to that search, if you're drawn to this, where you can decode the secrets of the blueprint of life for spiritual seekers. And that makes up about 2 or 3% of the world's population. We come as, our souls have been through the school of earth before many times. And we're very experienced at helping a planet ascend, rise in consciousness. So we volunteer to come to Earth or on other planets as well with his life, to bring our gifts. But first we have to go to sleep. First we have to experience what is it like to be human, which is why we go to sleep and we have all our karmic stuff. It's only for our training. And your families are only there for training as well. They aren't meant to love you. They're there to set up the karmic context, negative context, so you can break through it, like just what you talked about, Shellcat. And we feel vastly different because we are. And how many of you look at your families thinking, who are these strangers? Who are these people? Because I have nothing in common with them. Put your hand up. Does that feel familiar? It's like, what's going on here? They're just your training. And if you get a bit of love as well, that's a bonus. But they're there to train you in the context, negative context of your soul contract. And if you can survive your family and overcome all the stuff that's thrown at you, which you had a contract with them at a soul level to do, then you can get on with this mission. So they're not doing it deliberately or consciously. It's just the program that's running for them. And all spiritual seekers go through this. And the way to discover the hidden secret of what they're here to really do, the blueprint of their life, is to analyze the sounds in their birth name in whatever language it is, which create the reality in each moment by the law of attraction. So what you can reveal with the work is the spiritual map of life for them, which empowers them to overcome their karma, which is why they'll come to you. People come to get readings because their karma is triggering and it's getting overwhelming, or they want to find out what's my gift of service, what's my purpose of being here. Help them express their talents, achieve their goals, and if they can work all this stuff out, then they can manifest their life purpose. And that's a lifelong plan to do that. So this is the programming in your soul contract that the matrix rearranges around. And most people have no idea what's going on. Just like I was bouncing off the walls up to the age of 30, I had no idea where this crazy stuff was going on. Completely lost. So how do we generate the soul contract? How do we find that spiritual map of life? Well, we take the sounds of a name, we decode them using the Star of David, which is a gateway of consciousness. And because we're brand new, we have to basically form our personality. How many of you guys have seen Avatar, the movie?
Mhm.
Avatar? Yeah. Well, we climb into our ego avatar, which is brand new. Our soul climbs into it, and we have to learn how to run this earth suit. And the earth suit is programmed in a very specific way, and it has physical programming and spiritual programming. So our soul, through our human ego, has a specific experience of limitation and separation from God for us to overcome. Okay? And so what happens here is that physical karma is a set of unresolved lessons in the physical world we have to overcome to claim our gift of service. And the way we do that is we activate our latent physical talents to overcome them. If it's a good match, then these gradually, layer by layer, become our gift of service. If this is not a good match, then what happens is that we need our relationships. Like Shellcat, you've got a dragon husband, you need him to catalyze you to wake up. And you actually only take seriously a dragon in your life as a
My
partner.
mum's a dragon as well.
Yeah, you
So
need dragons, otherwise you won't take them seriously. You'll look at them thinking, I can eat have you for breakfast because you're not strong enough. You'll just feel that. Okay. Sound familiar? They get your attention.
Mm.
Okay. Dragons have this steely look in their eye, like, I'm going to come for you if you're not strong enough. Does that sound familiar?
It's just really weird because I don't really see that in me. I I mean I'm almost 39, you know. I know there's a strength in me, if you know, but growing up I think I just felt disempowered and I didn't love myself enough that I couldn't see the strength.
Yeah. Well, it's quite clear looking at you. You can see your dragon eyes already. This piercing energy comes out your eyes. It's like there's a dragon hidden in there,
Maybe it's my makeup.
waiting to be unleashed. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what's going on here. Hidden dragon, waiting to fly. Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're meant to be one of those of Daenerys's dragons flying and flaming the world to wake it up. That's what you're to become.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might seem a long way from where you are now, but that's actually what you're here to become.
Okay.
Powerful dragon to consciously awaken people with that power.
Okay.
So the physical talents here, as they get stronger, help you manifest the physical goals, which are like what gets us out of bed in the morning. And one of my physical goals is an 8-8, which is about grounding. That's why I love running these webinars. I like connecting with you guys, find out what you're up to. Okay, and just so we can have a dialogue. So this is in the physical world. So the energy moves from physical karma to physical talents to physical goals, and from spiritual karma to spiritual talents to spiritual goals. Okay, so this is about the spiritual karma is how do we clear the barriers in the ego to opening to higher consciousness in a very specific way, because embodying that higher consciousness is actually going to help us get on with this mission. Okay, because the matrix we are in is just a three-dimensional projection of consciousness. Nothing can come from a projection of consciousness. But the only way we can create stuff is to bring it in from the high dimensions, from the high dimensional part of ourselves, from our higher self. So the clearer you are and the greater the opening to higher consciousness, the more your mission is going to happen. Okay? So if we consciously work on all the 6 outer aspects, which you'll be able to do, I think all of you probably done your soul contract to some greater or lesser degree, what happens over time is that, this is percentage complete, is that we complete each of these aspects, and because you consciously know what's going on, you can spend 80% of your time working on the 20% of things that actually matter in your contract. Because most humans spend 80%, 20, they spend, it's the opposite, they spend a huge amount of time on 80% of the things that don't matter. Therefore, they don't get very far. If you notice how people who don't work on themselves, they get old and wrinkly and sad and bitter really quick because the programs are overwhelming them. Whereas we light workers look younger, have more energy because we do work on ourselves. So this gets you focused on what matters. Okay, because the chances of your ego figuring this out are pretty minimal because it only gets it right about 50% of the time. So the chances of life working without this sort of knowledge is toss of a coin, which is not good odds. Give a light worker their spiritual map of life, their soul contract, and they can just get on with it because they've been waiting to find out what they're here to do. Once people have got that and they know it's all true, it resonates at a very soul level, it helps them remember who they are, then they really are driven because they know it's no longer guesswork. They know this is true, out of my way, let's go. And you all probably would have felt that from having even read the book. Okay? So what happens is if you consciously work on the 6 outer aspects and you accelerate your pathway through them, what then starts to happen is your soul destiny starts to turn up layer by layer. Not in one big, it's not like some great biblical tablet arrives from on high. Gradually the soul destiny is revealed. And then you move through different phases of life. I mean, if you think about where you are now compared to where you are 10, 20 years ago, your life is probably quite different to what you thought was going to happen. And things have happened which you were probably unimaginable. I mean, I used to be a struggling alternative therapist in London in the 90s. Then in 2011, Spirit said, okay, it's time to write the book on this. I said, what book? And they said, Soul Contract. I said, I don't know how to write a book. I don't know how to get a book published. And they said, we'll show you. And they did. They connected me to all the right people. They showed me, they guided me in writing the book. All the right people turned up to help me develop the book. They found a publisher. It became a bestseller on Amazon. And they got me connected to Gaia.com, the biggest streaming spiritual channel in the world. And then it's now become a global teaching business from basically barely paying the bills in London when I first started, when I left the corporate world in 1997. And so my life is radically different. And I spend most of my time running trainings and developing new things. I actually only do a very few readings, 1 or 2 readings a week now. I used to have a very busy private session schedule. So my life is radically changing. And now the next step is happening is that the work has got out there. Lots of really talented teachers are turning up, training teachers. So I'm training the next generation of teachers. So eventually I won't even have to do all the teaching either. I'll just be holding the vision and guiding a whole team which has turned up. So that would have been unimaginable 5, 10 years ago, what's happening now. So I'm really interested to see what else is going to happen. That's because I've been working on all this stuff on the outer aspects and not quite knowing what's going to happen next, but knowing it's gradually going to get better and better. Okay. So why don't we do a little demo of this? Rebecca, you wanted some clarity. So would you like to be me to do a demo reading on you? And you can ask whatever question you like. Okay.
Yes, that would be nice.
Yeah, for that? Let's do it then.
Yes.
Okay. So let me I've got to find the right window here. All right. So where are you from originally, Rebecca?
I'm from Germany.
Okay. So I'm going to type your name in here.
So yes, it's Rebekka. Yes.
Now, is that the birth name or is that a deal?
No, the birth name is Rebecca Weiherer, which is Weiherer.
Yeah.
And the birch is leaving. I married this name. It's actually one of my questions because I'm already divorced for, I think, 8 years now. And after reading the book, I'm now kind of really clear that I want to go back to my birth name.
Okay. What's the surname and the birth name there?
No, that's the surname. The Weiherer is the surname and the birch is, so I don't have a middle name. I only have first name and last name.
Okay, so how do you say this? Rebecca Weiherer.
So in German, like how my parents pronounce it is Rebecca Weiherer.
Okay, all right.
So
we can analyze non-English names, okay, as they're spelt, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a more advanced version. We can do a phonetic version. We can get the equivalent written English as it's pronounced, but that's another level of the name for you. So you got 2 birth certificate names, but we can go with the one as it's spelled, okay?
Okay,
I won't put your birthday in because this is a public video, but what's your star sign if you're prepared to share that?
Libra.
Okay, so you're Libra. And you're okay to do this?
Yes.
Okay, you put the date in. The system needs the data protection information. Okay, so we're gonna do a slightly more personality-based reading. This is still very powerful, as you've been analyzing your name already to find out what's actually going on here. So this is soulcontractreader.com. Guys watching the video, you can analyze your charts, your name with this, and then you can find out what it means with the book, Your Soul Contract Decoded. So what software has done, I will explain for some of the guys watching it later, is that it's taken Rebecca's name, which her soul chose based upon all its past life experience. This is the next optimal experience, chose to be in Germany at this particular time, chose the parents she had and all the genetics, and it converts it into Hebrew. We use 22 ancient Hebrew sounds, and within that there are Hebrew numbers. They're inherent within it. They aren't assigned to the alphabet. They're inherent within it, which is the massive difference between this and other more normal conventional numerologies. And these 22 Hebrew sounds are the sounds of God used in the creation, which is why this is so pure and powerful. There is no, it's not been diminished in coming through different levels of human consciousness. Our aim at the Center for Conscious Ascension has been to maintain the transmission of the lineage from Frank Albert to me, now Mira Ariel Hele, who ran this business with me and developed this work as well with me for many years, and to share it with you guys. So it's about as pure as it gets. We have not taken anything out. We've just made some of the languaging in the book more accessible because it was very esoteric, the transmission I got from Frank. And what you see in the book is a result of thousands of hours, 70 years probably, combined human years of development of the work with many, Mira and I and other practitioners. So we take these Hebrew numbers and we decode them on the Star of David. And the way this works is that we start taking these numbers and we allocate them in a clockwise spiral at 25, 2, 5, 19, 19. This goes around here, 25, 2, 5, 19, 19. And then we just do the next lot. We go round and round till you're all used up. Then we add the numbers up. So say in spiritual karma, 5 plus 6 plus 5 is 16. 16 is less than 22, so it becomes the first number, the left-hand number there. The right-hand number is the reduction of the left-hand number. 1 plus 6 equals 7. So these are English numbers relating to a Hebrew frequency. This is the frequency of Ayin. This is the frequency of Zion. Okay. So in spiritual karma, Rebecca, you're here to experience the pure lessons of a 16 of Ayin and a pure lesson of Zion, plus every blend in between, depending on the day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In the case of physical karma, the total is 41. 41 is greater than 22, so there's no meaning to it, because there's 22 interpretations channeled by the soul of Moses over 9 months to Frank Alpha of what this actually means. So we have to reduce it to a number 22 or less. So we go 4 plus 1 is 5. And we have to look for the second number. We go 5 plus nothing because there isn't a second digit, because it's another 5. That becomes a double number. These are called combination numbers here. Okay, so it's one specific experience frequency to go through. This is a range of frequencies. And we work out all these other numbers accordingly. And then what we do is that we take the physical numbers and we take them to the top half of this table here. Spiritual numbers to the bottom half. And we add them up. The left-hand column is 57. Right-hand column is 39. We have to reduce this to the first number between 1 and 22. 5 plus 7 equals 12. 3 plus 9, right-hand column, 3 plus 9 equals 12. But we need to reduce that to the first single-digit number. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. Comes there. 3 goes in the middle. The soul destiny. And these are channel symbols that Frank brought through. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's find out what it means. So, Rebecca, what is your question about your life?
Yeah, at the moment, there's actually like 2 questions that are very strong. One of them is, I mean, I'm 45 now. Yep. And I really, really wanted to have children in my life, like when I was younger, like already as a teenager, kind of. And then, you know, like in my 30s, we really tried, but it didn't happen. And I came to the point then of, okay, you know, it's not in this life anymore. But now there comes this question back of like, did I miss on something, you know, like in my journey by not having children? And yeah, so that is something that is present. And then in general, the question, like I was very scattered in the last years, which I guess has something to do with all the 6s and like I had so many ideas and I started things and I didn't finish anything. And yeah, like now I come to the point of like, well, what is it I really want to bring in this world? Like this real I mean, I have been having this question for quite a few years of like, what is it I actually really want to bring in this world, and how can I go about this the best? So these are the two questions that are working in me very much.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you a quick summary reading. So in physical karma as a 5, you're here to overcome past life suppression of your truth, to speak pioneering truth out in the world, and take pioneering visions and ground them into reality. Okay, in terms of creating change on earth. You have a dragon energy like Shellcat has, this powerful dragon. So there's enormous power within you, so you can do pretty much what you want. You got similar eyes to Shellcat. There's a dragon hiding behind there, Rebecca. Okay, and you're here to do something very specific, which is why you have all these 6s of great creativity and physical and spiritual goals. So out of all those wonderful creative ideas, this is called a convertible knot. You've got to pick one, because they all seem equally important, don't they?
Yes.
Yes. So which one to pick? Because there's only so much time. You need 3 days. You need 72 hours a day to get them all done. And the ego is sending these creative energies out in all directions because it's trying to break through the disconnect from the soul's creativity here, which is why you may feel isolated at times. So the key is to try all these ideas in your heart. And the one that opens your heart the most is the one to pursue. And to start from having something which is really true in your mind, focus on it here, or where you want to go, and take small manageable steps of success to go there. Okay, one step at a time. Because unless you're guaranteed success, your soul, your ego won't take the great leap forward, so you get stuck. Does that sound familiar? You get stuck a lot?
Yes, I get stuck a lot.
Yeah.
I have the feeling a lot of times I'm so stuck that I get really paralyzed, and I have all these ideas and I'm not moving in any of them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So pick the one that resonates with you the most. I have these, and I used to have 3 businesses once. I had this training business, I had a software business, which produces software, and I had a management consultancy business using this work. And I realized I needed 72 hours a day to actually run them all. So I had to give up one. So I gave up the management consulting business after 3 or 4 years. So,
but I also really like doing different things.
I know, but you will. You love doing all of them. But if you want to get anything done, you got to pick one or two. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're going to get distracted when you're doing this. Other good ideas. So the main thing is to complete one of these things. Then you'll break through the disconnect with creativity. The next thing you do will be easier to manifest.
Okay, yes, I get it.
Okay, that's the key, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these guys. So it's a dominant vibration, which is 4 or more of the same number. You've got 5 of them. So that's the key to moving forward. You see. And what happens here is this 15. Do you try on lots of different things? Then you find, oh, that doesn't work, and you feel restless and go and do something else?
Yeah. I give up too early also. Like, I have the feeling, oh, I tried it, but I didn't really try, like not fully, and that makes me super frustrated. Like this feeling of, I constantly have the feeling I haven't tried really, like I kind of pretend that I'm trying, but I'm not really trying. That's how it feels to me a lot.
Well, this is actually your path. This is the path of trial and error. You see some bright, shiny object, what you'd like to do, go and try it on. You do it for a while, and you feel in your symbolic stomach, which is what the center circle is. You're trying to find the spiritual pathway for yourself, the signature. You do it for a while, then you start to feel restless and insecure. Say, oh, it's not working. This looks interesting. Try that one. That's okay. This path is actually your path to find out your purpose. Then you go and try this one and this one. And actually, you're about the age where you're getting close, probably, to finding out the right thing. But you can't get to the final one. Once you get to the final one, you'll feel, I'm home. Okay, I'm happy now. This is my place. And I feel settled and secure, and I'll just get on with this. But you couldn't go from here to here without going from through all these other ones. You needed all those experiences to get there. So I just encourage you to keep trying. Don't be hard on yourself. You're actually following the right pathway. Just do the next thing. If what you're doing at the moment is not satisfying, go for the next thing that you're drawn to. Could be this work, for example, or some other work. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
You'll know, but the thing is, you've got to commit enough time, energy, and money to actually give it a shot, but build an exit strategy just in case. Now you know this. If you're okay, I'll give it enough to try it on properly, then I'll test drive it, then I'll see. Okay, so your life is test driving different ways of being. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's pretty much how how my life feels. Yes.
Yeah, so you're on the right track. Nothing's gone wrong. You're on the right track. It's just the way your soul has decided to get you aligned. I mean, it got you here, so you're to hear this. So something's organized here. Okay. And the Soul Destiny has a 12-3. Do you read a lot of books, Rebecca?
Yeah, I'm not so much at the moment, but in general, yes. Like I like getting knowledge from somewhere, like listening, reading.
Yeah. So basically, you're here to absorb lots of knowledge and then to expand it out in the world like this. This is a symbol of a 12. And then to teach it, to bring that knowledge out of this internal canal of the 3. This is a 12. This is a 3. So you're here to bring deep soul knowledge and wisdom out of this library, internal library, out into the world to communicate it. So you're here as some sort of teacher, I would say. Okay. And the 16 here is about bringing these high-level spiritual concepts down to the earth plane and expressing them in plain English or plain German to people with an open heart. Okay. And dropping the facade the ego puts up to protect the wounded inner child and healing her so she brings the magnetics of the soul out to the world, expressing her true feelings and thoughts, and builds a network of people. It could be your personal network, could be a professional network. So through the heart, you're meant to draw lots of people to you. So I'd say you're here to work with groups of people with an open heart in plain English or German and teaching them and empowering them. That's the mission with pioneering work, but in plain German or plain English. How does that sound? That's the mission.
Yeah, that calls very much to me. Like, I know that deep inside of me, there is something like that. I think in the last couple of years, I went more into, oh no, I'm not, because I was so scattered with so many things that I had the feeling I'm never going to be an expert in anything, kind of. And that's why I felt more like I'm very good in giving room to other people. And I feel like I really stepped away a little bit, like, but out of resignation more than, but I do know I love teaching. I love sharing things. Like I love bringing people together. I love connecting people. And so yeah, I feel like when I read that, I also felt like I think I'm holding back something. I think I was much more out already with that. Like I started a coaching business, and I think that's the thing. Like I started a coaching business when I was around 30, and that didn't work out. And ever since that, I feel like that was probably not for me. But maybe it was just not the right time or not the right subject or the right way of doing things, because I was in a very different space that I am right now. And now I realize more, I think it was like something wasn't working at that specific business, you know, but it's not, doesn't mean that I'm not a coach or not a teacher, you know. That's what I'm realizing more.
Well, this is one of these little things you were trying on to find out whether it worked for you. That's what's going on. Yeah. So does that help? Does that give you some clarity on the mission?
Yeah, no, that very definitely gives some clarity. Around the 5s, I just have one question. Because it's about telling your truth. Like I'm still sometimes wondering what is really meant by truth. Like, is it just about like expressing what I see, or
it is the truth of the soul?
The truth of the soul, like specifically my soul?
Yes. It's what's
Okay.
coming through you from spirit, from the higher dimensions. This is a very etheric psychic energy coming out of
Okay.
intangible, coming out of the higher dimensions, then coming into tangible form on earth. Okay. And you're
Okay,
heading
yes, I
around
get
that
it.
truth.
Okay, yeah, now I get it more. What
Okay.
is meant by truth. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Shellcat, do you want to have a quick look at your chart?
Please, yeah, that'd be great.
We'll see what these dragons are up to.
Okay, I'll spell, yeah, you know my first name. And then surname Sammy. No,
Yeah.
that's my married name.
I'm just going to put this as a label. This is
Oh yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
I need to give it a label so the system can
Yes.
find you.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, and what's your birth name?
Yeah. Sami, Sammy.
Okay. Where's that from originally?
Cyprus, Turkish, Cypriot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And what birth sign are you?
Cancer.
Okay. We won't put your birthday in there. And you're okay for us to do this because you're here. And all right, let's find out what that's about. Okay. So, what's your question? Just say them again to remind people that you said earlier.
It's just how I can ease my challenges in life. And I mean, I'm really sort of, I feel like I haven't achieved much. I mean, I've got 3 lovely kids, and that's all I wanted growing up, was almost to just be a housewife. And then I think once I had it, it's like all I want to do is escape and read and learn and share. I mean, it's just in me. Like, obviously, I do have stress with my son and those challenges that it comes with, but you know, studying my homeopathy, I study all sorts of things, and it's almost like, you know, when you're sort of like, you know, a bit about everything, but you're not homing in on one thing. That might be my 6/6 karma.
Well, you've got the same issue as Rebecca, trying to focus on what's really important, and there's tons of ideas, so you've got to clear it down to a couple at the
Definitely.
most.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
what
like
that's about.
I'm coming to the end of graduating my master's in homeopathy, and it just did so much stuff I'm still thinking of. And that maybe it's because maybe I'm just self-sabotaging, maybe I don't believe in myself, maybe I just need to learn, you know, just to believe in myself more.
Yeah. So the big challenge you have with all these 9s is disempowerment from past lives, where there's been a misuse of power by the soul. Okay, with another personality, you're not responsible for it at a personality level, but the soul's brought this in for you to work on. So it's interesting that you have this name here, because this is like the cake of your life, this name here, the birth name, and this is like a layer of icing on the cake that infuses energy across.
Yeah.
Okay, so you chose this name in this relationship, this marriage, to get this name at a soul level.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It has these very grounded 6s that come through this talent gateway. This is level 2 work, which is not in the book because there wasn't any room for this. And that this is grounded Taurine energy coming through this talent gateway to ground you, to feel your disempowerment here and here. So basically, you got to feel your way through the disempowerment layer by layer. Okay, it's also getting you focused as well. This name. Have you become more focused since you?
Oh, sorry. I've just realized something, because I thought what my physical talent isn't 7/7. My name doesn't have an L. It's SHEF. Sorry about that. I just noticed.
I'm just copying it off the off the Zoom.
My name is F on Zoom. SHEF.
Okay, it's me. I did a typo. Sorry about that. Okay, it's a bit small to look at on the.
It's okay. Yeah.
SHEFKAT.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do.
SHEF. Chef cat.
Start again. We still got the 9s anyway.
Yeah.
What do you think I did?
It's not changed.
It's just that one's changed. We gotta change this one as well. Yeah. need to make some changes here, maybe. Yeah, spelling makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So this one has to,
Yeah.
okay. You might have to take some of that back. Okay, hang on. Just going to make an adjustment to the ID. ID is already set. Okay, we'll change it later. Okay, let's just start again.
Yeah.
Okay, the 9s are still there. Okay, so what I said still applies, except there's an 11-2 here. That doesn't ground this. Okay, that comment I said here is still the same. This name's here to basically help you get focused. Okay, so the key is to work through the disempowerment of the 9s, and that here, this grounded 6 taurine energy can help you overcome that by feeling your way through. This 10-1 is about coming into your power, but more the masculine, balanced male-female power to overcome the 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I would suggest for you, you need name optimization. Okay, which basically means there's a name within you, Chef Cat, which is going to help you overcome this. You need like another 9 here, or 9-9 or an 18-9, okay? It comes through to burn this guy out. This is the one that's stopping you, okay? That's the one stopping you. So I'll post a link for name optimization in the YouTube description, so you can find out more about that. Okay.
Yep.
That's basically where within you there's a soul. The soul's chosen a name, or there'll be a few choices, so that you can get on with the life and address these issues. Okay.
Yep.
But also, I would recommend divine healing,
Mm-hmm.
which is what we either learn it or have sessions. Probably better to learn it in your case because you're a therapist already, but there's a lot of layers of this to clear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a lot of layers. All right. Breakthrough. This will take a while, but it's the way through, because if you can break through these guys, that means it's going to be easier than all the other numbers. Especially this one down here, the disempowerment you had as a kid means there's an unworthiness to be loved, and you have the same soul destiny as Rebecca. You're here to be a teacher, but you have to feel worthy to show yourself and come out in the world to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be the first thing to do. Address this guy. Everything else is a bit easier once you start to peel away the trauma from childhood. I'd say some sort of specialized trauma therapy is needed. I'll put something on the YouTube description for that as well. And this name here is all about being of service with your spiritual energies, building your body of knowledge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Building a business, getting out in society to share it with groups of people, and learning to become very versatile. This is the flow of nature. This is where you have 3 kids, bringing the flow of nature into the world. Okay. All right. And being very versatile, being able to draw on the multidimensional experience of the soul and share it in completeness with people with whatever they need. So basically, all the tools are here. So we probably make an adjustment to this name, maybe put a middle name in or something. So
Yeah.
you maintain the surname and the first name if you want to keep that. But that's what the process looks like. Well, just the middle name is the simplest way to basically have something, some 9 here, some more power would help, or grounding.
If you do add a middle name, does that have to be changed, on all, bank cards or
Well, eventually, but what you do is you try it on in common usage and see how it feels. You're going to test drive the name, see if it fits. And then if you're happy with it, because it's going to expand you, what happens then is that you go and change all the legal stuff. And so it all changes in the matrix.
Yeah, like I don't think my husband would be happy with that at all.
Well, no, just put a middle name in. So you keep the surname.
Yeah.
You keep the first name. But that's an issue to be addressed later, because this is about you coming into your power. This is about the dragon starting to fly. So some things have to be done to get on with the mission.
Mm.
What's more important for you? What's the most important thing for you?
think just obviously it's got to do with me, and in order for me to feel happy and joyful, yeah, and to expand.
Yeah. So you answered the question. So, but that's something to be addressed later, because
Okay.
you do want to expand, and you've asked the question, the universe has given you the answer on how to move forward.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
requires change from those around you when you change and grow on the spiritual path. So it's about negotiating that with your husband.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Does that help?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
good. Thank
Good.
you.
Any questions, anybody, on what we've just done with Rebecca and Chef Cat? You can put it in the chat, you guys, in the attendee room, or just switch your mics on. Any questions? We will continue the presentation, but a bit more to do. Right. So, okay. So if you're thinking about learning how to do this as part of your spiritual practice, it seems to be you guys seem to be all mostly practitioners here. As a practitioner or workshop leader, this gives you access to the spiritual map of your clients' lives, either on one-on-one sessions or in workshops. A lot of my guys run workshops. They use it to understand all the people attending their workshops, and so they can run the process more efficiently and consciously. So basically, you give your clients an immediate and profound understanding of their issues, which means you can accurately guide them through all your work with them. I mean, this works really well with homeopathy, Chef Cat, because this will show you the core underlying structure, what your clients are presenting to you as symptoms, okay? Then, I mean, you're a trained homeopath now, then you know, well, you figure it out. I have other homeopaths who are my practitioners, then they work out which remedies are needed for specific numbers that are actually showing. So it saves you a lot of work. Because, oh, there's karmic 3, then well, this is showing, therefore we'll do this. Or 7s are showing the hiding scleranthus or whatever, some fluorescence or whatever you've got.
Yeah.
So you laser target your existing therapies based around this very powerful core underlying structural truth of who they are.
Yeah.
It means the clients get there a lot quicker. They're happy. You're fulfilled because they're getting on with it. It's very useful for guiding you in your ongoing work with people. And it builds enormous trust, because once the ego has enough truth, it just sort of surrenders, saying, okay, it's all true. I didn't want you to know that, but it's all true. Nothing I can do now. Cat's out of the bag. So then we can get on with actually of what their lifetime is about. So then we can get on with what matters, which is actualizing all the numbers and their positive components, and then aligning to that soul destiny. Okay. So people get faster results, and they'll keep coming back to you simply because Chef Cat, Rebecca know exactly what's going on. So you're not going to go anywhere else, okay? Because they're getting results, good results for the time and energy and money they're putting into working with you. So yeah, most practitioners integrate it in their own way with their existing practice. So it just means you get there a lot quicker and more gracefully. Saves a lot of time. So if you're interested in coming to the training, it gives you a structure to understand yourself and everyone else in your life. And that alone is worth a lot, because once you understand how those around you work, it makes it much easier to manage and work with them, especially, they say, kids. It means you can consciously raise your kids, right, and flow with what the soul contracts are doing, consciously flow with anyone you're in relationship with. Okay. Some practitioners stay up all night sometimes once they've got hold of how it works, to find out about all the people in their lives. Some people do that in the middle of the training. And you'll learn how to give readings to people based upon interpreting the energies of the 22 letters of Hebrew. We help you open your channel up and develop it, because essentially we're giving you a structure and an activation into the work, and you're having a cosmic dialogue in that moment with your client, to teach you how to do that. So they're hearing from their higher self via you exactly what they need in that moment, is a major catalyst to wake up and grow and move forward. So we show you how to do that. You'd be amazed at what you know. because you become the work in the first 3 days on the training. In the last 2 days, we give you supervised practice in Zoom breakout rooms. So you have digital privacy where you're giving and receiving readings with other people in the class. You get 2 practices. And it's pretty amazing what comes out of people's mouths, and you realize I've become it. People don't believe it initially, but by the time they give the reading, they realize that's actually true. I've become the work. So, which is why we immerse you in the first 3 days with the energies of the readings. Okay, and the way we do that is basically we take the numbers out of all the birth charts of everyone in the class, and we give readings on the specific aspects. We cover hopefully all 22 numbers amongst the class, and and everyone shares their deepest feeling about it, the number, and everyone else will never forget that, because if they can read the book, they can read the manual, which the book is based upon, but hearing it, the visceral experience, they never forget that. That's how we do the transmission. And so it reawakens the energy within you, and that's how you become the work. And we support you. The training itself is like part 1. It's the 5th dimensional transmission of the work. And then we have this optional part 2 support program. And what happens there is that we give a 5-6 month support program. So 4 meetings over 5-6 months where you go out and put it into your practice. You can come regularly to the support program because lots of questions will come up in terms of implementation and preparation, delivery, readings, marketing. And then we will help you integrate that into your practice. So it basically turns it into a practical application in the real world. Okay, so the guys who do that tend to integrate it well, and it becomes part of their practice, and their practice grows. And we also have a Facebook community where there's about nearly 300 practitioners where you get peer-to-peer support. So you can ask any question in there as well. And some very passionate people in there who help you get the work out there. So what are your clients going to get from this? Well, in sharing this work. And if you think about how profound it was for you to work out your reading or receive a reading, and after a while you'll forget that as a practitioner, but your clients won't. They get this deep feeling of peace when they hear the truth of their lives, profoundly shared and so accurately. Feeling of relief that there's an order to what's going on, and what I've been through is not some big car crash of a lifetime. It's actually what's meant to happen. And those who feel disempowered here, who may feel like a victim of life, they can take charge and move forward with their life. I felt like a victim of life for a very long time, for decades. It's enabled me to take charge. And so we teach you how to show someone where they are in their spiritual map of life. And that's something you can't do just with a book. I mean, you guys probably figured it out. But we teach you how to hold space and see how far someone's progressed, because it's a free will choice of how far someone progresses. And we teach you how to give targeted recommendations so people can overcome the challenges right in their face right now. Okay? So they can overcome their karma, start to discover their spiritual gifts of service, how to manifest their dreams. It helps people to align to their soul life purpose on earth and to start to manifest it. And the truth really touches people deep in their being. Creates a real trusting connection so you can go very deep with them. And it can help you go to a deeper level of yourself and have more compassion for people. I mean, I developed a lot more compassion for people, having done thousands of readings, just the sticky situations people get in. But the thing with this work, you can help them find a way out of it. Just like I've done with you, Shifcat, there's always a way forward, even though it doesn't appear to be the case to the ego. But if you just wait and apply the right tools and listen to spirit, there is a way through everything. Mm-hmm. Even though it may seem to the mind, conscious mind, impossible. So, yeah, I've just said that you'll be preparing, giving readings in the group, and you'll be able to deliver with a bit of practice, reading soon after the workshop, and bring it into your practice. And we teach you how to do it on Zoom, so it's anywhere anyone speaks English or whatever other languages you've got, you guys. Like German. Do you speak Turkish, Shifcat?
No, not really, no.
Okay, well, English for you. Okay. All right. So we teach you how to work remotely as well. But you've got to do a bit of study and practice to get there. It's quite doable. So any questions on all of that? Sort of, it's an overview how you can awaken other light workers and help them discover their purpose and get on with their mission. Because many light workers are sent, only very few actually get on with the mission. And the purpose of this work is to activate them, help them get on with their mission through you guys. So Ida and Mindy, you can just put questions in the chat if you want, or just switch your mics on. Same with you, Rebecca and Chef Cat. Any other thoughts there, people? No questions? Rebecca, no questions? Was that clear enough?
That was very clear. I'm thinking if I have a question.
Okay. Okay. Mindy, got any questions? All right. All right, we'll continue. If you still think of one, just sing out, just ask me. All right, so if you're interested in learning to be a practitioner, there'll be a strong soul draw if you're meant to come. Only come if you feel that strong soul draw, attraction to it. We're running our Asia Pacific training. This runs 26th, 28th of April, 2 weekends, and 4th and 5th of May. This is designed for Australia and Southeast Asia, India, and the Middle East as well. And normally the training is timed for North America, but this is the Asia Pacific one, but we do have a North American one, Mindy. And some people in Europe don't mind starting early. So we start at 6 a.m. in the UK, 7 a.m. in Europe. It's a reasonable time of the day in the Middle East here. India's 10:30 a.m. Malaysia and Hong Kong 1 p.m. Japan's 2 p.m. Australia, where we get quite a few students, it starts around 3 o'clock in Sydney. New Zealand's 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. We get a few Kiwis coming. And if you are in America, it starts at 1 a.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. Pacific time. And you can find out more at soulcontractreading.com. The deposit is £277 or $322 approximately, because the exchange rate changes a lot. The full price is £718, which includes the deposit, or $835. You can find out more there. So if you're in California, like Mindy is, we do. If you're not, some people get up in the middle of the night in America, but this is our normal times for the Western Hemisphere. So for you, Mindy, the next one runs 2nd to the 4th and 6th to 7th of October 2024. So this is Wednesday to Friday, Saturday off because you've got to have a break after the transmission. We all need a break. And 6th to 7th is a practice. And that one starts at 12:30 UK time. It starts in California at 4:30 a.m. because the Europeans go out to 9:30 p.m. and the latest I can teach is 8:30 p.m. UK. I've tried it. It's the latest I can go to. So we stretch from California out to the Middle East, basically, or Eastern Europe. Okay, it's the same link, soulcontractreadingtraining.com, and that runs on Zoom as well. And the way it works is that we do about 4 1.5-hour sessions per day, with 2 20-minute breaks and 1 meal break around about 6 o'clock UK, around 10 a.m. 6 o'clock, that's about 10 a.m. Pacific time. We have a lunch break, and if it's in Eastern time in America, it will be around about 1:30 p.m. or 1 p.m. We have a meal break. So we tend to run a Western Hemisphere when we just finished it last week. We do one in spring, one in autumn, and then we do the Asia Pacific one in May when the time zone difference is friendly enough for us for Asia. So these 3 trainings a year, you're drawn to this. So, okay. Right. Any other questions you guys want to ask? I pretty much shared the process. Hopefully that was clear enough for you what's available. And happy to help you if you want to turn up. We have a great time. You meet some really lovely people on the training, all very dedicated like you guys who want to make a difference. So you sort of join our community. It's like a big family. And you sort of grow together, really. Anything else?
Yeah, how big is the group usually? Or is
It can range
or
from
does it
10,
vary?
can range from 10 or 12. Sometimes it can go to like 29 or 30. It just depends on the mood. Depends on
Okay.
who's ready to turn up. There are two primary teachers, me and Antigone Langley. She has 20 plus years of experience. Plus the trainee teachers, there may be one or two trainee teachers as well who will teach sections of the course. That's how they learn. They assist, hold space, but then they start to teach a few numbers and progressively more until they graduate to becoming a co-teacher. So you get a variety of styles. So it's always interesting. Everyone has a different view on it. So you get lots of different teaching styles coming up. But and you have a whole lot of assistants who will hold space who've done the training before, so they'll share some of their experiences as well. So yeah, you get a quite a varied transmission from us. Okay. So if you have any questions, just email me. You got my email address. Okay. Don't hold back. We're here to raise consciousness on Earth, and you guys are the foot soldiers. You guys are here to go out and change consciousness. We just want to give you the best tools on Earth, which is been our strategy for a long time, to have the very best tools to help light workers wake up. Okay. All right. Thanks
you.
everybody. The video will probably go out
Thank
next
you, Nicolas.
few
Thank
days.
you.
And enjoy. All right. Oh yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Chef Cat, I will post a link for Ayani. She has a website, I think it's what's it called, Take a Walk on the Light Side. She's very good for kids with autism.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Yeah, great.
Yeah. So let me find it just now for you because it's clearly quite serious. I'll find it for you. I'm just gonna find it for you. She's one of my practitioners, and she does divine healing, no contract, light body. She's one of the world's leading energetic kinesiologists, and she's the one. Just trying to find this. And just gotta see if this will load for me. Just gotta find it. Where has it gone? There it is. The problem there. I tried to find it later. There's a problem with the website.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you able to email?
Yeah, I'll email you her actually I can just give it to you now. I'm just gotta find it. I'll find her email address. Okay. Given the situation you're in. Found her email. I'll put it in the chat for you, so you can just email us. Say I sent you. She has helped. She has really helped some of my clients who have had sort of this level of challenge in their children. Okay, so there she is there. Okay, just grab that off the chat before we close down. And she should be able to help you. Depends. We can't guarantee it, but she's the one. She's a go-to person when nothing else works, because she's a pretty brilliant, genius, energetic kinesiologist. Okay.
Okay, great. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You've got a copy of that before I close?
Yeah, I'm just pasting it now.
Yeah, make sure you paste it before I close.
Okay, just give me a second. Yes, I've got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye. Bye bye.